Alright, you saw the title of the video, let's get to it. Normally I'd say I'm Cosmic Gallade, but that was for 2019 and 2020. We tried that, it was fun, but let's switch back. By popular demand, Shadow Gallade lives on. That's right, you see this? It's beautiful. It is back. So, how do we celebrate such a momentous occasion? With a brand new draft league. PMC was new, but not new enough. Let's go into the Oshean League, D3 Season 1, hosted by Matt O'Shea, of course, linked to his server in the description below. So, it's an important team. We gotta have the best of the best. So how do we celebrate the best of the best? With a new logo. With Mel Metal, of course. If you've played any of Let's Go or even recent OU, you know why this thing's a monster. It can, no matter how hard you punch it, it will not go down. And if your opponent doesn't have resist, it just says name a sack when clicking double Iron Bash. And even if it's a resist, it's gotta be pretty bulky not to immediately die to double Iron Bash. This thing is a monster and it will carry us to victory. Never under the Tower of Metal. It also begins our Fairy Dragon Steel Core, which you know I like to prioritize over all else. However, Mel does have a nice fighting weakness, and it's not that especially bulky. How do we compliment this? Mega Gardevoir. What can I say about Mega Gardevoir? Other than it punches things that Melmetal can't. The opponent has a nice... Is that opponent has a physical wall? Cool, go Mega Gardevoir. Opponent's got a poison type. Hey Melmetal, you're up. Opponent wants to sub-punch you into oblivion. Hey Gardevoir, we need Hyper Voice. This is a deadly combination. Nice 100 speed. I forgot to try to build these at the bottom, but I'm too lazy to restart this video. So just know it's Pixelate. It's all you'll ever need is Pixelate. You just click one button and everything dies. And you know, we have some nice bulk and offense. But who says we can't do more? Who says we can't make our opponents hate us by the time they're done fighting us? Introducing the Tangrowth. Oh man, Tangrowth is a monster. Obviously, the Regenerator is insanely good. Its bulk is nothing to be underestimated. Nothing to underestimate. Its special bulk is lacking, but we have Mega Gardevoir at base 135. Also, its attacking stats, like nothing to scoff at. Its knockouts will hurt a ton, and Giga Drains, well, Tanglers are pretty deadly, but this is deadlier. And, yeah, not only that, Tangrowth has more utility in things like Leech Seed and Sleep Powder. If I really wanted to be that guy, I could Sunny Day up with a later Pokemon. But we'll get to that later. So with my next pick, I was actually playing OU a little bit while planning my draft. And there's one run that's consistently been decent to good, game in and game out. It's linear. But I think Crawdon is a worthy choice for a linear Pokemon. Those stats may be bad, aside from 120 attack. But that adaptability Aqua Jet, nothing wants to take it. Like, if Mega Gardevoir and Realmo can only punch holes but not finish the job, that's fine. Crawdon will fun. Like, if it's a weakened team, like, it can't even risk a good grass type thanks to Crawdon's just being there ready. And even then, if it's a slow grass type, it'll just knock you off into oblivion, not even predicting the switch. This thing is a monster. If this thing comes in, like, it's going to punch some kind of hole into your team. It doesn't care what it punches, but it's going to punch something. Now our last two picks have been a fire, or a grass and a water type, so we need a fire type. And unfortunately, fire types, like the mid-tier fire types, are kind of limited. I was tempted to go Arcanine, but I needed more punchy holes in everythingy type of Pokemon, and a mix attacker. Even though we have Tangrowth, but I digress. I want cheese! Blaziken! We have cheese! I should stress this is Blaziken, no speed boost. If it was, I probably would have gotten it round 1, maybe round 2. But let's not stall. Blaziken is a monster. Because I can start to make it so, prepping for it can be a bit of a nightmare, knowing you don't know what it's going to be. Also, if I really want to go that route, which, spoilers, I want to do at least once a season, Reversal Endure. I don't need to explain why that's deadly to anyone who's played any game with Blaziken outside of weather. This thing is more just to punch more holes. General theme of this team has been punch holes, let Crawdon clean up. And I'm looking forward to that strategy very much. But do we really have enough mods to punch holes? I don't think we do. Now we do! Zygarde 10%. The dog. Our Fire, Water, Grass, Fairy, Dragon, Steel, both cores are complete. Zygarde, and no, not the complete form. Its perfect form, it can't be done. It has the same extreme speed. It has the same priority sweeping purposes that Crawdon does, but also, like, this thing goes unresisted throughout the game. This thing has no immunities. If this thing sets up a good feed answer to, 1,000 Arrows will be putting in the finest. Nothing but the finest will work. And I intend to put that in with the deadly force of a dog. Not only that, people like to ignore its special attacking capabilities thanks to its 61 special attack. And while it is weak, you can't deny the power of a good Sludge Wave versus a Tapu Bulu waiting to take 1,000 nails to the head, or even an Iron Tail for the pesky fairies. Like, Zydog may be linear, but it's linear in that we love it. Now, you may have noticed only one true wall. Gardevoir and Melody are basically mini walls. Really, they're going to be punching holes every game. And as such, if a mod gets to sweeping us, well, we're not much of a fallback option. We have priority users, but that can only get you so far. If only we had one turn to do stuff. Fortunately, Sigilith is good. Look at Sigilith. If you've even played one game of Sigilith, you know what it does. You give it a Focus Sash, saying, okay, there's a +6 mod in front of us. Hey, Sigilith, go take a punch for us. It lives on 1 and revenges the mon. This is our panic button. You may not like him, but he will save your life multiple times. And nothing kills him. Not only that, if my opponent's not too sweeper focused, we can always try to Calm Mind or Cosmic Power our way to victory. And let me tell you, this thing actually carried me to, not quite a championship, but this thing did carry me through a playoff game once. Even to this thing carried me to a championship one time. My first ever win, actually. Credit, it didn't come to the final battle itself. It's still fun to note. Like, late game, if a Dark type's taken out, Cosmic Power is Sword Power has no switch-ins. Not only that, like, your opponent will try everything in their power to punch it, and they'll succeed in punching it. It's just the punches won't do anything. This thing will refuse to die on every occasion imaginable. This thing is a monster, and you will never underestimate Sigilith after getting Cosmic Power swept by it once. I know I won't. Next up, well, okay, a little bit of a look into my head here. Originally, this point in the draft, I was looking at what I needed to patch, and my hazard control was weak. So I needed a defogger. Sigilith is good, but realistically, I won't be using him for defogging as much as a panic button. Proton Fan, on the other hand, now that's a defogger. Other than the unnecessary levitate ability, this thing does provide some amazing 107 defense on both sides, and 105 special attack to Volt Switch or Air Slash things. Not only that, it does have an amazing, it does have some nice Calm Mind cheese if you want to be different, and of course the casual lead trick. This thing provides an amazing utility, as well as a nice flying type killer. Granted, Zygarde is meant to laugh at them, but, well, laughing won't do you any good if it's going to kill you. At this point in the draft, once I drafted Rotom Fan, I realized, wait, what do we do now? Like, I had a ton of points left over, but it was just a points draft, and I just could not think of what to do. So I look, and I think sweeping options, okay. Something that could potentially be fast and sweep. What's fast and sweeps? I also wanted some sleep powder control. And I debated on Vivian for this role, but I just had to go with the ATV, the Venomoth. Let's people hear this thing does one thing and one thing only. It clicks Sleep Powder, clicks Quiver Dance, and goes for a game. If it gets game, then good, use it correctly. If it doesn't get game, then it better be on 1, and you just then well you would better have killed yourself with Life Orb, and the last Mon is about to die. All I'm saying is, like, its stats are terrible, but there are a few things scarier than seeing Venomoth Team Preview. Like, you don't know true fear until you see a Venomoth Team Preview when you realize you have no counters for it. Anywho, week, or Mon 10, we have the mascot hype! The good boy right here, Tauros! Look at him! You got the Intimidate. That no one cares. Sheer Force. That is deadly! 110 speed. It's no Zydog. But who needs Zydog when you have the ball? Yes! I am so glad we got Tauros. This thing is going to punch holes. It may not be the primary hole puncher, but when this thing wants to clean, it cleans good. All joking aside, this thing actually does have, well, linear. Like, there are a few things I want to switch into this thing, and can actually punch holes really well. And you have to play around that too. You have a lot of things you have to play around. Speaking of things you have to play around, lest you hate yourself forever. Oh, Reuniclus. I really did not want to draft you. I actually hate you with a passion. It is not fun to play against you. It's not fun using you. Just sit there, calm-minding, covering off any damage, and just kill things. If you like Reuniclus, I get it, but please stay as far away from me as you possibly can, and go back to doing cancer things. But joking aside, this thing also does give me another Regenerator user, preparing for a nice core with Tangrowth, should I want to go that route. And Life Orb options are certainly a deadly option. And we do actually have the makings of a nice Trick Room core with things like Reuniclus, Blaziken, Crawdon, Tangrowth, and Melmetal. So let's not kid ourselves here and say that Reuniclus is deadly. The potential's there. I just don't want to have to use it, but we will use it. And finally, it wouldn't be a Shadow Gallade team. I said Shadow Gallade. Still getting used to saying Shadow Gallade without a Sticky Webber. Yeah, like, we only had 1 point left, and Swadloon was 2 points. Curse you, Matt! How dare you take my Pharaoh away from me! I needed my baby boy back for the goods of my team! But whatever, this thing is faster, and that's all you need. Like, imagine, like, normally Mega Gardevoir is a deadly force, but when it outspeeds everything, tick, tick, boom. And a little parting gift from our Week 3 opponents, who we will meet later. Look at this! We got the whole gang here together. The Carolina Tauros heels are in good hands this season. What are those things on Melmetals? Are those hands? Melmetal's gear things. I don't know what they are. But I'm gonna call them hands for now. Whatever, Mega Gardevoir's hands. I know those are hands. In conclusion, I am Shadow Gallade. I will see you guys next time. Bye!